Hey guys, I'm trying to be kind of loud because I'm laying in the bed and it's kind of loud over there in that area. But I wanted to come and talk to you guys about this really cool dating site. I'll put the link in the video description box. Um, it's actually called something about black dating with abstinence. So it's basically people that are looking to date people that don't want to have sex, and that's where I am in life. Um, I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, you're just crazy and bitter and psycho and pathetic and da 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 da. But honestly, I don't feel comfortable with free sex. I don't feel comfortable with it, and I think that when people sell sex, I think it's considered free sex anyway. And I think that for me to continue to allow people to make me feel that I'm less than, and to make me feel that I'm good for nothing but sex, and to make me feel that, sex is the only thing that matters when it doesn't. And I feel that I need to deal with some like minded people. A couple of things I've been thinking about is just looking at life from all angles and speaking to people and talking to people from the fetish lifestyle as well as people coming from an abstinence standpoint. I feel like I'm doing some social experimenting. Um, I'll never get my feelings involved again, ever. Um, I'll never try to have sex before marriage. I'm not going to do it. I'm taking a vow of celibacy. This is my vow of celibacy. I am not having sex before I get married. People can say, oh, it's too late for that. You're already a whore and da 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 da. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Okay? I feel as though there's drawbacks to being celibate because I was celibate for a very long time, a few years actually. And there's drawbacks. You miss that intimacy. But what's wrong with talking? What's wrong with holding hands? What's wrong with kissing? What's wrong with hugging? Why do we have to have sex and risk pregnancy and a child that's not gonna have a father? Because let's face it, I mean everybody life ain't gonna be perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I really, really, really feel as though celibacy is the best thing. And I think that if I were to talk to more people that have been through what I've been through and that are celibate, and they're celibate for the same fucking reasons, because it's really hard when you put that dynamic in there, how it can be so disastrous and how it's constantly disastrous, and everybody's gonna make sure it's a disaster. And I feel as though like I won as long as I didn't put my ass out there. I feel as though I really won because I didn't do that. I didn't do those things. I didn't threaten to kill nobody's kids. I didn't sleep with nobody's man. I didn't even try to sleep with anybody's man. But yet I am the worst looking one in this situation. And I think it's because I showed interest in sex at all. I think this is intimate. I think sex is way too intimate. I don't think of sex as finance or commerce or trade or any of that. I don't believe in those things. I don't live that way. And so, of course, I'm going to have a different attitude from people that think in a certain way that I don't think. I'm not saying that I want a Christian man. I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, I want somebody that's L7 or whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? But I just want somebody on the same page as me. Because 9 times out of 10, If you try to do, I don't know, it just seems like to me when you're not equally yoked with someone, you just end up getting hurt. And I mean, to be honest with you, none of these people cared. I could have killed myself. I could have got that depressed over this situation. It was that horrible. It was that horrible. And no one cared. None of these people cared. And in a couple of years, you probably won't even remember what you said to me. You've told me to kill myself. You've told me all these horrible things. And you think you're going to walk away unscathed. You're not going to walk away unscathed for the things that you did, you know? And I'm not going to stoop to that level. I'm going to do what I know, and I'm going to take my vow of celibacy, and I'm going to talk to some people that really, honestly, like, you don't have to have sex to have, a dominant in your life. You don't have to have sex to have that. You don't have to do any of that. You can be celibate and still, you know, um, still have friends. Good people are going to accept you for who you are. They're not going to talk to you like you're trash just because you haven't had sex. If you're hanging around friends like that, those are not friends. Those are people that are completely lost, that have nothing else better to do with their life. And you got to be careful with who you choose as your friend, who you choose to call your friend. You have to be very, very careful. But I did want to come and say that I'll link it in the video description box because there's a lot of women out there that just feel really uncomfortable with this type of interaction. And I feel really uncomfortable with it. You know, the type of interaction to where, you know what I mean? You know what I mean when somebody says, "Oh, well, I fucked this other person," and it's like, well, is this supposed to make me feel bad or you? So I want to take sex completely out of the equation. Um, I think that it's really important to do that sometimes, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not having sex unless there's a ring on my finger. I'm not having sex unless there's a real commitment. I'm not having sex with anybody unless I really, really know that I can trust them. And I think this will, it will definitely lead me, because I don't have to be in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 29, and I'll be 39. But I'm going to say I'm 29 this summer. And I'm going to do a lot of networking and building up my business and putting my focus on that. I think that if I take all of this sexual energy directed towards that, instead of sharing it, instead of directing it, just completely shut it down, shut it off. Because that's very powerful energy, sexual energy. So I just want to take it, shut it off, and just, let it manifest in a different way. I don't want to get rid of the feeling. The feeling is great, but I want to get rid of all the complications. Okay, there's nothing wrong with masturbation while you're celibate. You know, there's nothing wrong with phone sex while you're celibate. So that's pretty much what I'm on. And I just want to tell you guys about this website. Like I said, I'll link it. I don't know how I'm gonna link it. I have to get on my computer, but all right, I'll see y'all later. Peace.